Cardi B, huh?
Are you listening?
Oh, this is gonna be interesting. I'm Angelina and this is Blueprint DIY, where we remake our clothes to be just as unique as us. Today, yes, I am transforming into Cardi B, but before I do that, I wanted to give you 3 other easy, so fashionable costumes that you could create and wear for the rest of the year. First up is Freddie Mercury. You guys gave me these suggestions and I thought they were amazing, and I love his style on stage. Find you a yellow jacket, add some detail, and you could wear it all year round. Next up is Rihanna. It's a men's blazer. This will be a perfect costume and you could wear it for the rest of the year. Who doesn't love an oversized blazer? And I also have a tutorial. If it's just too big for you, you could actually take it in and make it fit better. Then the last up is Prince, of course. Poet blouses are back in. Find you a blouse, add some more ruffles up at the top, and you're Prince, and you can wear it all year round. Alright, there you have it. Now it's time to transform into Cardi B. I can't even do the face right. Like, I can't do it. But I'm gonna make this costume though.
Alright, let's start off with the jacket. I found this denim jacket at the thrift outlet for really cheap, and even though it's a bit too small, we're still going to use it because I think the quality of the denim is pretty good. And we're also going to use some scrap jeans that I have left over from other projects. Now in the Dolce Gabanna one, there's some front flaps that look like they're from the front part of other jeans. So I'm going to cut some pieces to size and pin or clip them down. So for the piece that's on top of the snap side, I'm going to mark where the snap is and cut a hole there. Then once everything is sewn, you can add a little fabric glue underneath each hole to keep it in place. Now let's work on the back side. I'm going to cut out that whole back center panel, and because it's too small, I'll also cut it right up the middle at the collar. Now I'll use that back panel as a pattern to create another piece with a similar shape but a few inches wider than before. And I don't really feel like fussing with the crotch piece on this part to make it flat, so I'll just cut it off underneath the zipper. And the picture doesn't tell me exactly what the back of this jacket looks like, so I'm going to use a little creative license and do something I've been wanting to do for a good while, and that's adding jean waistbands to the back of a jean jacket. I'm going to attach one to the top of the new back panel piece and attach the other one a couple inches above that one. I'll pin all of that in place and move on to the collar, and I think the collar would look really cool with something like this at the back of the collar, but we'll do that later. Alright, let's move on to the sleeves. I want to get that patch look without taking the whole sleeve off, so I'm going to add some lighter pieces under the top part of the sleeve and over the bottom part. Now my extra pieces are going to be a few inches longer than the original because the sleeves were too short for me. Then I'll use a slightly different color of denim and cut 2 more pieces so that I'll have one of each color for each sleeve. So I'll put one on top of another and make a top stitch, and then the cuff part can be added underneath the lighter denim. So now we're ready to sew, and we're going to start with the sleeves. First we're going to top stitch to sew the 2 sleeve extension pieces together. Then we'll sew that underneath the existing upper part of the sleeve. Okay, so now you can see that it's attached, but I haven't closed it up yet because I want to attach the cuff part first. So I'll pin it down where I want it, turn the sleeve inside out, and stitch it in place. You can use your sewing machine to sew it down more, but I just stitched it once and then I'll hand sew it the rest of the way later. And now I can close up the new sleeve part, and like I said before, I'll hand stitch the cuff piece the rest of the way later. So now the sleeve is done. Next we'll sew down those pieces on the front, leaving the top and bottom open to create a flap at the bottom and keep the front pocket accessible at the top. Now we can work on the back panel by sewing the waistband piece to the new back panel that we cut. And to make it so that the fly can still open, I sew the waistband down one way to the button and then flip it and sew the waistband down the other way. Then I can secure the belt loops as well. And now that we have that done, we can sew the new back panel to the jacket. And we can also sew down the second waistband as well. And finally, to finish it up, we're going to cut a new piece for the collar gap. And I'll also cut another darker piece to act as the lining so that when the collar is down, it looks normal. And when the collar is flipped up, you'll see that really cool piece in the back. So we'll sew that to the top of the collar addition and flip it over. Then we'll sew the collar addition to the jacket. And that's it. Now we can move on to the jeans. So I started off with this pair of shorts that I thrifted over the summer. I used these because they fit really good in the waist. And because I started off with shorts, I'm going to use another pair of jeans that fit me just right to be sort of like a pattern for the length and width of the legs. Okay, so I'm going to cut off the hem and get ready to piece together some jeans just like I did for the jacket. And just like the one Cardi B had on, I do want this piece up towards the top. But I don't want to have to take these shorts apart and then put them back together again. So here's my strategy. I'm going to put a bunch of different pieces together for the legs, then I'll attach them to the ends of the shorts and add the other pieces on top of that later. So you can see me here cutting some pieces and placing them on top of my template pair of jeans underneath. I'm trying to make them look a bit random but still cohesive at the same time, if that makes any sense. I really love that the Dolce pair used the back pocket part as the bottom of one of the legs, so I definitely wanted to do that as well. And once I get them cut out, I'll pin and sew them together much like I did for the jacket. So here's what I ended up with, and I really love how the bottom of the legs turned out. So now I can attach each leg to the bottom of the shorts, doing my best to line up the outside seam. And voila, the leg is attached. But I do want to keep the inside leg seam open for now because I can now add some other pieces to give it more interest at the top. So just like I did for the jacket, I'm going to cut off the front half of another pair of jeans, pin it down, and cut it to fit the area where I want it. Then I'll sew the crotch flap over to make it flat, and then sew the whole piece down to the jeans. And to make these not so hot, you can cut the under part away once you get this part attached. And there'll probably be a bunch of other extra parts that you can cut away at this point. Now lastly, we can lay the template jeans on top and add a pin where our leg seam should be. Then I can sew my inside leg seams and finally cut away the excess. And that's it. I love these so much. But before I show you the final look, let's talk about this bra top. My body is not set up like Cardi B and the bra was not happening. But I did want to show you guys an easy way to make it. I'm going to use a tape measure to measure for a triangle under my chest and right up the middle of my chest. Both my measurements are 8 inches because I ain't got nothing, but whatever. I'm literally going to take some of the scrap pieces that are left over and piece them together to make a piece big enough for my 2 triangles. You'll want to add about 2 inches to your underbust measurement, so that means my triangles need to be about 10 inches wide and 8 inches tall. So I'll sew all of these pieces together and also find a thinner denim looking material, or a t-shirt would even be better, and cut strips for the ties around the neck and back. You'll need 1 long one for around the back and 2 shorter ones for the neck. Fold them in half and sew down the long side to make skinny strips. Turn them right side out and they're ready. Now let's cut out our triangles, trying to make sure I get some of the different colors of denim in each piece. Now we can hem one side going towards the top, add one of the shorter strips to the top and sew it down, then hem the other side. And when you get to the bottom that we made that was 10 inches long, make the hem big enough to fit the strip through it. Once that's done, you can use a safety pin to push the strip through. Once the strips are in the proper position, you can sew the strip in place. Gather it a bit so that it will curve around your chest and then sew down the strip on the other side. Alright, that's it. Let's see if I look anything like Cardi B.
Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Yeah.
So I don't think I did too bad, but imitation is not really my thing, so let's see how I would style the jeans. And the winner of this week's Next Top Upcycler is Ada Lira. I'm super excited about this denim jacket that she made for her husband. It is amazing. So go down in the comments and congratulate her. If comments are working. I have somebody working on it now, so I'm hoping that they'll be back on soon. But congratulate her, and if you want to enter to be featured in one of my videos as Next Top Upcycler, go in the description box to find out all the information, and you guys will get to vote next time. So definitely go see what's going on. All right, see you in the next one. Bye.
Have you ever felt?